Year 9 Season 4.2 design notes are out, and I'm going to go through this all and break down all the changes, what I think is a good change, what I think is a bad change, and how you might want to alter playing your favourite operators who have been affected. It does look like that the main change in this patch is focusing on those operators with vertical destruction. And the first change that is going to be taking place is Buck is going to be losing his hard breaching gadget. He's no longer an operator that can do it all. He's going to get that hard breaching gadget replaced by a claymore. Buck used to be so fantastic, for example, on Clubhouse, in Kitchen, at opening up some vert and then getting that hatch open. But Ubisoft obviously feel that this operator is a one-stop shop. Not only can they do vert, he can open all hatches as well. So I kind of agree with this change. Claymores are going to be a decent option. He still has the stun grenades if you want to choose those. But Buck change, I think, makes a lot of sense. His pick rate was very high, and you'd see him pretty much bought all of the attacking rounds. So I think the change to Buck is a good one. The next operator that is going to be getting a change is Kapkan, my beloved Kapkan. He is my absolute crutch on console, and I think this is probably going to be a change that hits console players the hardest. It's quite a simple change for Kapkan. Yes, we know how pesky his EDDs can be, but no, that isn't what they're addressing. At Ubisoft, they're going to address the fact that they feel he is too strong at getting kills, and to counter that, they have removed his nitro cell. So the nitro cell will no longer be a bit of Kapkan's kit, which I'm absolutely gutted about, and it will be replaced with barbed wire. But here's why I think that could be a good thing. So the reason I feel that the Kapkan change could indeed actually be a good thing is mainly because of this. Is say you place your barbed wire right down, let's say here, place it right down on the other way side of the doorway. Your attacking operator, as they come through this door, their attention is going to be focused on that barbed wire that is placed around here. So when they come through, the first thing they think is, oh look, there's a bit of barbed wire. I'll just walk up to it and knife it out, and boom, go off the Kapkan trap. So I think it's actually quite a decent change. I think the barbed wire adds a whole layer of distraction to the Kapkan traps on the door, the EDDs. So for me, this is an intriguing change, because I think it could have some really good synergy with using the barbed wire as a distraction. It may even want you to put your Kapkans a bit higher on the doorway. I know normally we put them low because that's not where the attackers look. If it's high on a doorway and then you see this barbed wire here, you're going straight for that barbed wire and getting killed by those EDDs. So that's why I think the Kapkan change is maybe a Kapkan buff. Do you agree? The next operator to take a hit is going to be arguably one of the strongest operators in the game at the moment, and that being this man right here, Mr. Lesion. And how it's changing is that his total of goo mines are going to decrease from 9 down to 8, and instead of it taking 25 seconds for a goo mine to regenerate, it now takes 30 seconds. The logic behind this from Ubisoft was that they felt within the first minute of a round, he could deploy 4 goo mines. And that, I'm sorry, 5 goo mines, and that would mean he would control 5 different areas of the map. So what it's teaching you to be is a bit more strategic with your goo mines, maybe save some in pocket for the later round and see how the round develops. And with this change coming in, that's how I would give you the advice of playing Lesion. Don't toss all your goo mines, you're not going to get them as quick anyway nowadays. So save them in your pocket, see which attack and what direction the attackers are coming from, and then save your goo mines to put on the doors over towards that direction. So I think it's a good change to Lesion. I'm glad he's not getting as many as he does at the moment, and they also take longer to regenerate. So my advice would be just to play Lesion a little bit slower, but he's still an incredibly powerful and insanely strong operator. Our next operator to be getting hit in this patch is going to be Oryx, and he's a boy who is an absolute tank. I love using him. I think he's fantastic, but I feel this change is long overdue, and I'm so glad they're finally making it. So our changes happening to Oryx are fantastic. His recovery time after dashing is now, it's originally 0.5 of a second. God, that feels long, doesn't it? But it's now dropping down to 0.2. So that's over twice as quick. So after this dash, your man is going to get his weapon up and ready to fire twice as quick, more than twice as quick. So the recovery time of dashing against the wall is also being changed. It was originally 0.5 as well, the same as a normal dash, but now this is being reduced to 0.3. So as you can see, you'll go straight for a wall, and it's not quite twice as quick or even more than twice as quick. It goes from 0.5 to 0.3. So you'll be able to catch those attackers by surprise with your gun up, ready to kill them quicker. And now the big change is this one. So after you dash and hit an opponent, it used to take 0.5 seconds for you to get your gun up. It now changes to 0.1. So if you're ramming an opponent, you're literally bosh bosh straight up so you can kill them straight away. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to be going for all the ram and dashes I possibly can. Our next change is a very straightforward one, and one that I think makes complete sense. It's that Ram will no longer have access to her secondary shotgun, so she's only going to have available the MK1. I think it makes complete sense. Her destruction with the boogie drones is absolutely fantastic, so it just rewards being more accurate with your boogie drones and not with being accurate with the shotgun. So complete makes sense change, and I'm a big fan of it. Our next change coming in is to your boy, probably the most overpowered operator in the game, Mr. Sledge, and he's getting even stronger. He is now switching from a 1 speed 3 health to a 2 speed 2 health operator. So Sledge going to be able to zoom around the map a lot quicker. The only other change I would love to see is the SMG-11 back on Sledge. I don't think that's something we're going to get anytime soon, unfortunately, but Sledge now back viable and not running in treacle. Up the Sledge, up the SAS. Come on, Sledge, baby. The next change coming is a big one, and one that I'm really happy is taking place. And it is going to be targeting, I mean, mine looks sick. Got the A. Littleton charm as well. But this is going to be targeting the Slug shotguns, namely the BOSG. And what's happening is the damage drop-off is increasing massively. So the damage drop-off starts, it used to be from 25 meters, now reduced to 15 meters. And then the next damage drop-off was 35 meters, now reduced to 25 meters. And the damage at maximum range reduced from 70 to 60%. And the destruction range has reduced. So all Slug shotguns, this isn't the only one by the way, will now be affected massively. You're no longer going to run one-shot people from miles away with the BOSG. I mean, it would have made sense to maybe just remove the ACOG on the BOSG so people can use it like an absolute sniper. But we're going to see the BOSG way less effective from long range, which means no more getting spawn peeked by a Vigil. I honestly cannot wait for it. So it's worth noting that the BOSG isn't the only Slug shotgun targeted by this change. The ACS-12 used by Maestro and Alibi will also be affected. The TCSG-12 will be affected. That is Cade's wonderful shotgun here. And Goyo's, I love this skin by the way, it's one of the nicest skins they've ever made in my opinion. It looks so sick and the attachment is actually spot on, probably one of the nicest skins I have. And then also Deimos's Vendetta will be affected by it. So a couple of other shotguns will be changed. Those sort of Slug rounds will be changed. But it's worth noting that they don't want the TCSG, the totally cool shotgun, to be nerfed too much. So now the base stats for that are increasing. So from 63 HP per bullet, it will now increase to 75. So an increase of 12. So from close range, this is going to hit like an absolute truck and 2-shot people to the body. So big changes, big fan of them. Glad that they've given some extra love to this TCSG so it doesn't get nerfed into the ground. And our final change coming into this Year 9 Season 4.2 patch is going to be that the G36C is going to get a big change as well. I mean, this is one of my favorite guns in the game. I sometimes use this over the R4C and over the ARX on Iana and Ash respectively. I've also got that banging R6 attendee skin of the Yorkshire Ping Major, which BDS won, and I was present for my first ever Siege esports event. But due to Ubisoft nerfing this into the ground in the past, we found out that Iana only chooses it in 40% of the rounds, whilst Ash players only use this weapon in 2% of the rounds she's played. So that's a 98% pick rate, the R4C. I was probably holding up those numbers, I've got to admit, but the G36C is back, baby. It's getting reduced vertical recoil and reduced horizontal recoil. So this could fire like an absolute truck and just steady on target as well. So really intrigued to see how much this one changes. But that brings us to an end of all the changes and my opinions on what's happening with them all. What's your favourite changes? Which changes do you think don't make sense? And thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the Twitch streams at tomjsherlock. Catch you soon guys. Cheerio and bye bye.